Espresso. Espresso is the foundation of many modern coffee drinks. It is made by forcing hot water through finely ground coffee under high pressure, producing a small but concentrated shot with a rich flavor and a thin layer of golden crema on top. The method was developed in Italy in the early 20th century as a faster way to serve coffee in busy cafes. What makes espresso different is its intensity and texture. Even though the serving size is small, the flavor is bold and complex. Because of this concentration, espresso became the base for dozens of other drinks that build on its strength with milk, foam, or water. Americano. An Americano is created by adding hot water to a shot of espresso, resulting in a drink that resembles traditional brewed coffee but retains the character of espresso. The drink is often linked to American soldiers stationed in Europe during World War II, who diluted espresso to make it closer to the coffee they were used to at home. What sets the Americano apart is its balance. The added water softens the intensity of espresso while preserving its aroma and depth. It remains popular today as a simple way to enjoy espresso in a larger, slower drinking form. Cappuccino. Cappuccino is one of the most recognizable Italian milk-based coffee drinks. It is traditionally made with equal parts espresso, steamed milk, and thick milk foam layered on top. The name is believed to come from the color of the robes worn by Capuchin monks, which resemble the warm brown shade created when milk blends with espresso. What makes cappuccino distinctive is its texture. The dense foam creates a light, airy layer that changes the way the coffee is experienced with each sip. It has become a staple of cafe culture around the world. Latte. A latte, short for cafe latte, is made by combining espresso with a large amount of steamed milk and a thin layer of foam. The drink became widely known outside Italy as coffee culture expanded globally during the late 20th century. Compared with cappuccino, the latte has a smoother and creamier profile because milk makes up most of the cup. This softer flavor makes it approachable for many people who find straight espresso too strong. Its broad surface also made it the canvas for latte art, turning everyday coffee into a small visual craft. Flat white. Flat white is a milk coffee that originated in Australia and New Zealand during the 1980s. It is made with espresso and finely textured steamed milk, but it contains very little foam compared with a cappuccino. The result is a smooth, velvety drink where the coffee flavor remains prominent. What makes the flat white stand out is the balance between milk and espresso. The milk is carefully steamed into a glossy microfoam that blends seamlessly with the coffee rather than sitting on top. Over time, the drink spread internationally as specialty cafes introduced it to new audiences. Macchiato. Macchiato means stained or marked in Italian, which reflects how the drink is prepared. A traditional espresso macchiato is simply a shot of espresso marked with a small amount of milk foam. The idea is to soften the sharp edge of espresso without fully turning it into a milk drink. This style of coffee has long been served in Italian cafes as a quick and concentrated beverage. Its simplicity highlights the espresso itself while adding just enough milk to round the flavor. Mocha. Mocha is a coffee drink that blends espresso with chocolate and milk. The name traces back to the port city of Mocha in Yemen, which was historically associated with coffee that carried subtle chocolate-like notes. Modern mochas usually include chocolate syrup or cocoa powder, along with steamed milk, creating a sweet and rich flavor profile. What distinguishes the mocha is how it merges two familiar tastes, coffee and chocolate, into a single drink. It often appears with whipped cream or extra chocolate on top, making it feel closer to a dessert than a traditional cup of coffee. Affogato. Affogato is a simple Italian dessert built around espresso. It consists of a scoop of vanilla ice cream or gelato with a freshly brewed shot of hot espresso poured over it. The word affogato means drowned, describing how the ice cream slowly melts under the heat of the coffee. What makes the affogato special is the contrast of temperatures and textures. Cold sweetness meets warm bitterness, creating a short but memorable experience that sits somewhere between a drink and a dessert. Cold brew. Cold brew is made by steeping coarsely ground coffee in cold water for many hours, usually overnight. Unlike traditional brewing methods that use heat, this slow process extracts flavor gradually and produces a smoother, less acidic drink. Cold brew gained widespread popularity in recent decades as iced coffee became more common in warmer climates and modern cafe menus. What makes it distinct is its mellow character. The long extraction results in a naturally sweet taste and a concentrated base that can be served over ice or diluted with milk or water. Irish coffee.
Irish coffee combines hot coffee with Irish whiskey, sugar, and a layer of lightly whipped cream floating on top. The drink is often credited to a chef in Ireland in the 1940s, who created it to warm travelers arriving on cold flights. What sets Irish coffee apart is its layered structure and its role as both a beverage and a small comfort. The hot coffee carries the warmth of the whiskey, while the cream softens the surface of each sip. Over time, it became a classic example of how coffee can move beyond the cafe and into social and culinary traditions.
Cortado. A cortado is made with equal parts espresso and warm milk, without much foam. The milk cuts through the acidity of the espresso while keeping the drink compact and bold. It is especially common in Spain and Latin America. The balance between coffee and milk gives it a clean, straightforward profile. Ristretto. A ristretto is a shorter, more concentrated shot of espresso, made with less water. The extraction is quicker, which results in a sweeter and less bitter flavor. Though smaller in volume, it can taste more intense. Some coffee lovers prefer ristretto for its smooth yet powerful character. Lungo. A lungo is an espresso shot made with more water and a longer extraction time. The extended brewing pulls out more flavors, including some bitterness. The result is a larger and slightly sharper cup compared to a standard espresso. It offers a different balance without simply adding water afterward. Black coffee. This is the most straightforward form of Vietnamese coffee, made by slowly dripping hot water through ground coffee in a small metal filter known as a fin. The liquid that collects below is dark, concentrated, and naturally bitter, often served over ice in the southern regions of Vietnam. The beans used are commonly Robusta, which contain more caffeine and produce a stronger, heavier flavor than Arabica beans. For many people in Vietnam, this drink represents the pure taste of coffee itself. Its slow brewing process also reflects a cultural habit of sitting patiently at a cafe, watching the drops fall one by one before the drink is ready. Iced milk coffee. This drink combines strong Vietnamese coffee with sweetened condensed milk and ice. The condensed milk sits thick and pale at the bottom of the glass, while the dark coffee drips down from the fin filter above, creating a layered look before everything is stirred together. The sweetness softens the bitterness of Robusta beans, producing a rich balance of flavor that has become one of Vietnam's most recognizable drinks. It gained popularity during the French colonial period, when fresh milk was difficult to store in the tropical climate, making condensed milk a practical alternative. Iced coffee. This is simply black Vietnamese coffee served over ice without milk. The brewing method remains the same slow fin filtration, but the finished coffee is poured directly into a glass filled with ice. The cold temperature sharpens the bitterness slightly, while making the drink refreshing in Vietnam's hot and humid weather. Many people prefer this version when they want the full strength of the coffee, but still need something cooling during the day. Box Seal. This drink contains much more milk than coffee, creating a pale and creamy beverage with only a gentle coffee flavor. The name comes from Cantonese words once used by Chinese communities in southern Vietnam, loosely referring to coffee with plenty of milk. Traditionally, it is made with condensed milk and a small amount of strong coffee poured on top, then served either hot or iced. Because the sweetness and creaminess dominate, it is often chosen by people who enjoy the aroma of coffee but prefer a softer taste. Egg coffee. This unique drink blends strong Vietnamese coffee with a thick, airy foam made from egg yolk, sugar, and condensed milk. The mixture is whisked until it becomes light and creamy, then gently spooned over the hot coffee below. The result is warm, sweet, and almost dessert-like, with the foam resembling a soft custard floating on top. It first appeared in Hanoi in the 1940s, when fresh milk was scarce, and cafe owners experimented with eggs as a substitute. Over time, it became one of the most distinctive coffee styles associated with northern Vietnam. Coconut coffee. This drink mixes coffee with coconut milk or coconut cream, often blended with ice to create a smooth and slightly frothy texture. The natural sweetness of coconut softens the bitterness of the coffee, while adding a tropical aroma that reflects the ingredients commonly found in southern Vietnam. Some versions are served layered, while others are blended into a cold, creamy drink similar to a light coffee smoothie. It has become especially popular in modern cafes that experiment with traditional flavors. Salt coffee. This coffee includes a small amount of salted cream foam placed on top of strong brewed coffee.
The salt may seem unusual at first, but it subtly enhances sweetness and reduces bitterness, allowing the coffee's deeper flavors to stand out. The drink was developed in the central city of Hue and quickly spread across the country as cafes began adopting the idea. When the foam mixes slowly into the coffee, each sip changes slightly, moving between creamy sweetness and deep roasted notes. Hot milk coffee. This is the hot version of Vietnamese coffee with condensed milk. Instead of pouring the finished coffee over ice, the drink is served warm immediately after brewing. The heat blends the milk and coffee smoothly, creating a thick and comforting beverage often enjoyed in the morning or during cooler weather in northern regions. While iced coffee dominates much of Vietnam's cafe culture, this version reflects a quieter, slower style of coffee drinking, where warmth and aroma are part of the experience.